first day, I sensed we have a natural chemistry, and we just allowed it to breathe.
I was so excited to work with him. Obviously, he's had this incredible career, and I just soaked it in like a sponge. And just watching him, I learned so much.
I think we have a lovely, unique chemistry.
Yeah. We have a chemistry.
We have. I'm sorry. And that was, we didn't analyze it or put it under a microscope. We just thought, okay, this is working.
Yeah. Did Pamela Anderson just start a real-life love story with Liam Neeson? Fans can't stop asking after she surprised everyone with a sweet kiss on the red carpet. At the London premiere of their new film, Pamela looked like a goddess in a stunning royal purple corset gown. Pure old Hollywood glamour with a dangerous twist. Liam wore a sharp gray suit with a black shirt.
It was intimidating. I was afraid to meet him. I was literally shaking the first day I came to rehearse our first scene. But once we got going, I mean, he's such a gentleman, he's such a sweetheart, and he's so giving and generous, and was so complimentary and supportive.
And together they were glowing like two people with a secret. Was it just a friendly gesture, or the first sign of something much deeper? Their chemistry was impossible to ignore. That moment set the internet on fire. And now, whispers of a romance are louder than ever. Could this be the real thing, or just a perfectly staged scene? Let's find out. Pamela and Liam have been stirring the pot for months now, teasing fans with flirty remarks, cheeky interview moments, and now a very public red carpet kiss. Is it all just clever marketing for their movie, or are we witnessing a real-life romance in bloom? The internet is divided, but the signs are getting harder to ignore. For Liam, this wouldn't just be a fling. It would mark the end of a long, quiet chapter. He hasn't dated anyone seriously since the tragic death of his wife, Natasha, in 2009. But with Pamela, things feel different. Liam admitted, "First off, I'm madly in love with her. She's just terrific to work with. I can't compliment her enough, I'll be honest with you." That doesn't sound like acting, but here's what we do know. They're both single, both incredibly devoted to their sons, and both have lived loud, chaotic, and emotional lives. These aren't people who play it safe. They feel everything. Pamela even said it herself. "Every film I do lately is healing parts of me."
I don't think we broke too much, but in the rehearsal, sometimes we'd be, playing around with things and just have a little bit of a laugh, get the laugh out. Right. But, we'd still be shooting that film if we laughed at everything.
Wow. She recently addressed the romance rumors while posing on the digital cover of Entertainment Weekly. And as much as fans were hoping, there's no confirmed love story. Yet. Pamela shared, "I think I have a friend forever in Liam. And we definitely have a connection that is very sincere, very loving, and he's a good guy." Sounds like the door isn't closed. If we really want to understand what Pamela is healing from, we need to go back. Not to the red carpets, but to her real life, off-screen. For most of her life, Pamela felt like she belonged to the world. From childhood trauma, to that stolen intimate tape, to a TV show that forced her to relive it all. She's rarely had control over her own story. But now, she's speaking up, on her own terms. Pamela was born in Canada in 1967. Her childhood wasn't easy. Her parents had a rocky relationship. Her father struggled with alcohol. Her mother juggled 2 jobs. Even worse, her dad was abusive toward her mom, a cycle that sadly echoed in Pamela's own relationships. She's called her parents loving, but love wasn't enough to protect her from someone they trusted, her babysitter. In 2014, Pamela Anderson made a heartbreaking confession during a charity event at the Cannes Film Festival. She revealed she had been assaulted multiple times throughout her life. The first abuse happened between the ages of 6 and 10 by her female babysitter. It was so traumatic that Pamela once tried to stab the woman in the heart with a candy cane pen. The very next day, the babysitter died in a car crash. Pamela believed she had caused it. "I lived with that my whole really young life," she later said. Years later, she visited a friend's boyfriend's house. While her friend was distracted, the boy's older brother attacked her. "He was 25, I was 12, Pamela said. But she stayed silent. She didn't want to burden her already struggling mother. "I was in shock, falling apart, molecules, dust, liquid. My life evaporating, Pamela wrote in her memoir, Love, Pamela. It hurt me a lot keeping the secret. Tragically, the pain didn't end there. In her early teens, Pamela was again assaulted, this time by her first boyfriend and 6 of his friends.
Needless to say, I had a hard time trusting humans and I just wanted off this earth.
Unthinkable. After everything she'd endured, Pamela found comfort in the one place she felt safe, animals. Until she had children, they were her only true friends. She made a promise to protect them and has stood up for animal rights.
What do you want, little one?
Your ass.
That's the sound of the police!
Ever since. Eventually, she found a way to reclaim her body through modeling. At 22, Pamela appeared on the big screen during a football game. The crowd went wild. A beer brand on her t-shirt quickly made her their spokesmodel. That moment changed everything. She moved to LA and began posing for Playboy. It gave her something she desperately needed, control over her own body. When she flew in for the audition, Pamela thought, I'm so sick of all this past. I have to break out of it. She became the magazine's top playmate, landing roles in Home Improvement and Baywatch. But even with her fame exploding, Pamela's personal life was anything but stable. Pamela met Mötley Crüe drummer Tommy Lee at a wild New Year's party. And just 6 weeks later, they got married in February 1995. The couple moved in together, glowing with love, and soon shared joyful news. They were expecting their first baby. But that happiness was shattered by a crime that would change everything. After renovations at their home, the couple discovered someone had stolen a safe from their garage. They filed a police report. But then came the tape. A shocking videotape arrived in the mail, intimate footage of Pamela and Tommy. Pamela was stunned. I really think they are going to pay for that, she told CNN. But by 1997, the footage was being sold online by Internet Entertainment Group. Pamela and Tommy sued, but the legal battle became brutal. In her Netflix documentary, Pamela revealed the opposing lawyer said, "You're in Playboy. You have no right to privacy." Cruel. The stress was overwhelming. Pamela was pregnant and terrified it would harm the baby, especially after a past miscarriage. Exhausted and humiliated, the couple settled the case, not for money, but just to make it stop. Pamela and Tommy never made a cent from the stolen tape. At one point, they were offered $5 million for the rights. That was just dirty money. We didn't want it, and we ended up okay, Pamela said. But the damage was done. The stress took a toll on their marriage. After their first son was born, Pamela filed for divorce. They reconciled briefly and welcomed their second son in December 1997. But just 3 months later, everything fell apart. Tommy attacked Pamela while she was holding their baby. She called 911. He was arrested and sentenced to 6 months in jail. Pamela filed for divorce again. In her memoir, she called it the hardest, lowest, most difficult point of my life. She was shattered. I still couldn't believe that the person I loved the most was capable of what had happened that night. We were both devastated, but I had to protect my babies. Though they reconnected a few times after, today they only check in occasionally. Still, Pamela admitted, my relationship with Tommy may have been the only time I was ever truly in love. In July 2006, Pamela married rocker Kid Rock. They had split before, but reunited, briefly. By November, Pamela's publicist confirmed she had suffered another miscarriage. Just weeks later, the couple filed for divorce. Rock later claimed Pamela lied about the miscarriage just to get him to visit her on set. After that, Pamela married poker player Rick Salomon, not once, but twice. Their first Vegas wedding in 2007 was annulled just 2 months later. Years later, they gave it another shot, but divorced again in July 2015. Then came producer John Peters. They had a private wedding in 2020, but broke up 2 weeks later. The marriage was never even legal as they didn't get a license. Finally, it seemed Pamela had found real peace. That same year, she married her bodyguard Dan Hayhurst. I'm exactly where I need to be, in the arms of a man who truly loves me, she told the Daily Mail. But the happiness didn't last. By January 2022, Us Weekly confirmed they were getting divorced. Another heartbreak. A source told Us Weekly there was no final straw in Pamela's last breakup. She simply fell out of love. And sometimes, that's all it takes. Marriage is hard. But while processing yet another painful divorce, Pamela was blindsided by something else. Hulu's Pam and Tommy series. a dramatized take on her darkest chapter, released in 2022 without her consent. While Tommy Lee approved it, Pamela did not. She said nothing at first, but in her Netflix documentary, Pamela, a Love Story, she finally broke the silence. She had learned about the show while filming her own. Her reaction? They shouldn't have been able to do it without my permission. This feels like when the tape was stolen. That stolen moment, just like her stolen childhood, reopened wounds. When I was attacked, I thought everyone would know. When the tape was stolen, it felt just like that. But now, Pamela is taking control of her story. I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor, and I'm alive to tell the real story. And maybe, just maybe, this next chapter, with Liam, could be the one she finally writes for herself. Do you think this could be Pamela's real happy ending, or is it just Hollywood magic? Tell us below.